Hello and welcome to React and Reactions. This is the part of the show in which I lay out 3 topics dealing with movies, pop culture, and maybe even pop news that I get your reaction to, the viewer watching this show. These 3 topics are based on things that I would like to discuss and get your reaction to. So let's get started on them. First one I want to present to you guys. Do trailers hurt or help movies? Well, I would say this, that it depends on how the trailer is done. It can hurt or help depending on how the trailer is produced, what's shown, and when it's released. And a good example of this, just not too long ago, Batman v Superman. Divisive movie. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I was somewhere in the middle, but I tend to like it. I'm such a DC, Superman, Batman fan. But I love Marvel as well. Don't get me wrong. I love Marvel too. But I really wanted this movie to be great, and I felt they made a lot of mistakes with it. But that being said, the trailer was the biggest mistake. The first trailer was good. Second trailer, I believe that premiered at San Diego Comic-Con was fantastic. Then we got to the third trailer, and that's where it went off the rails. Don't show Doomsday. Don't even show me Wonder Woman, okay? You can show Diana Prince. I had no problem showing her in her little dress there and looking at Bruce Wayne. That's it. Don't show me Wonder Woman blocking anything. Don't show me them fighting. Please don't show Wonder Woman at all. And don't show Doomsday. Those were, I personally believe, those scenes alone hurt the movie tremendously because you took away the wow factor of the movie. Even if the movie wasn't that great or whatever, just the wow factor of like, oh wow, I saw Wonder Woman the first time. She looked fantastic. I go see it again. Instead, you can just watch the trailer and say, okay, at least I see what Wonder Woman looks like and how she interacted with the guys. It's like it took away some of the suspense, took away some of the sizzle of the movie. Same thing with Doomsday. By showing Doomsday, you brought about a lot of criticism about how he looked. People were upset about that. And I was upset about it. I mean, they could have done a much better job of how he looked. I mean, heck, they did a better job of Doomsday on the Smallville TV show on the CW, for goodness sakes. He looked, that's a TV show, and they did Doomsday better, for goodness sakes. But that being said, they should never showed us Doomsday. We should have, leave it out there for speculation. Who was the main villain besides Lex Luthor? Was it Doomsday? Was it Olmec? Was it some other creature out there? We didn't know. It could have been a great surprise when Lex Luthor said, "You're Doomsday." It's a Superman. Everybody in the crowd would have jumped like, "Oh my goodness, they're doing Doomsday! I can't believe they're doing the Doomsday story arc." But instead, we knew it. It took away the sizzle from it, and I thought it hurt the movie tremendously. Just showing too much in the trailer. I understand you wanted to get people excited, but you didn't need to show that with this movie. People are already excited. Batman, Superman on the same screen. We've never seen this before, except in cartoons, for goodness sakes. Seeing them on the same screen, it's amazing. You didn't need anything else. You didn't have to show us too much. And I feel like that was a big mistake. Now, on other times, other trailers, it can work, like Civil War. We knew Black Panther was part of the trailer, but we didn't see too much, and we saw a picture of him, which was fine, because we knew he was part of this. But Spider-Man, he came at the last second, and it was just a quick shot of him, came down, that's it, just so we can see the suit. Nothing else. Now, some people will say, I wish they didn't even show me Spider-Man, and I would have been okay with that too. But Marvel has a track record. Their movies stand on their own, and they seem to do the right thing every time. But how much you show in a trailer, how much you don't show is the key. You don't have to. Now, some trailers show so much you can know the storyline of the whole thing. You're like, oh, okay, I know what this is about, and if I don't like the way it looks, then I'm not going to go see it. But other trailers will leave you confused and wondering, like the Transformers trailers. Great trailers. Transformers 1 was my favorite Transformer of all the movies. The other ones have increasingly gone down, as far as I'm concerned, in quality and story development, and it's just crazy how they've taken it. They've moved away from the cartoon, which is fine, but what they're going with now, and this new one with King Arthur and all, and going through time, I just don't think it'll do well, don't get me wrong, but the story just confuses me, and it doesn't seem like it's well written. But that being said, they shoot great trailers. They show you different scenes. You don't know which way the movie's going, so you're like, oh, I can't wait to see this, and then you get sucked in, and you're like, okay, the movie's good or bad. But that's another way of doing trailers. So you can show a little, you can show a lot. And some people get nervous when they show very little. They're like, okay, they're trying to hide the bad things of this movie, or they're keeping it secret as a surprise. So it all depends on that. But I wanted to get your reactions to, do you think trailers hurt movies now or help movies? You can email me with your reactions at readytoreactnow@gmail.com, and Twitter and Facebook. All right, second subject. Apparently there's a Hellboy 2 coming, not Hellboy, but Hellboy Reboot coming out. And they're looking at the actor from Stranger Things, David Harbour, to perhaps play him. This is not hooked to the old Hellboy franchise. So this is a whole different reboot. It's a rated R reboot, as I'm reading. I feel mixed feelings about this. One is, Hellboy to me is Ron Perlman. That's Hellboy, and I want, and you're left, you almost left, you want to see that third part of the trilogy. You want to see that third part of the saga to see how it ends, and we're never going to get that now because it's a whole different director. Del Toro's not doing this one; it's a whole different director. So you're left empty inside, and now you're getting a whole new Hellboy. And I understand that. Look, anybody can play Hellboy. Well, we've had this issue with Batman, with Superman. Different people have played Batman, and we're like, oh, nobody will beat Michael Keaton's performance. Then you come around with Christian Bale. Oh, nobody will beat Christian Bale's performance. They can never do Batman again. Then you see, Ben Affleck, who kills it. And then you're like, so anybody can play these characters. We will one day get a new Wolverine, and people say, oh, it has to be Jack Hackman. I'm saying his name wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. And there'll be an actor that comes in there, and they'll be the new Wolverine, and we'll love him or hate him, who knows. But I honestly believe that you can have different people play characters. But the thing with Hellboy is we've watched the last two, and it's just in our mind how he should be acting. So I think if they're going to do a new Hellboy, they got to change the tone of it. If they're going to make a rated R, maybe they'll make him so much like a comedy or have any jokes at all. Maybe to make them real serious. I don't know. With a rated R, I'm sure it's going to be more serious. But they can do Deadpool, make a rated R and have him still telling jokes. But Ron Perlman knew how to carry those jokes. He knew how to carry that comedy in the Hellboy. And I don't know if anybody else can do it just like that. But if you do see somebody like that who does the comedy the same way, you're still thinking of Ron Perlman. But I'm all for it because, look, we want to see Hellboy, and they need to reboot it. Just reboot the whole thing, start anew, and new storyline, and a new beginning, origin. So that's fine, but it does kind of, you just always think back to the original Hellboy and how he's supposed to act. But again, the comic books are much different than the Hellboy movie somewhat, a lot more serious, so they can do it. So, I'm okay with it. I am a little curious about how the storyline has to be great, though. The story has to be great. That's the one thing that's going to sell this movie. So, again, I'm excited to see Hellboy anytime on the screen. So, tell me your reactions to that. What do you think about the new Hellboy movie coming? That's going to be in production soon, or going to be in production, I guess, starting 2018 or whatever. I don't know when exactly it's coming out, but tell me what you think about that. If you're excited to see it, and if you wish they had Ron Perlman in there, maybe he'll do a cameo. Maybe he'll do some kind of cameo where he's playing Ron Perlman in the movie somehow. I don't know. We'll see. But let me know what you think about that. Okay, our last topic. Okay, we usually do the 3 topics that we get your reaction to, and again, you guys can email me with your comments and views, and I will sometimes read those on our viewers reaction segment, viewers point of view, if any of them are really good. So, next one. Should The Greatest American Hero, which was a TV show back in the 80s, be rebooted and made on Netflix? Now, those who remember American Greatest Hero, The Greatest American Hero, it was our introduction to superheroes on TV. It was basically, if you're not familiar with it, you can YouTube old episodes. Don't expect great special effects. Okay, this is back in the 80s, for goodness sakes. But basically, it's on the premise that a regular school teacher found an alien spacesuit, a spacesuit that they left behind for humans. He found it, but unfortunately, the instructions to the suit got lost or left behind. So he had to put the suit on. It gave him speed, flight. He was bulletproof, super strength, but he didn't know how to use the suit because there was no instructions. So he had to figure it out as he was going. He never could figure out flying right. He could fly, but he'd be crashing and uncoordinated. It was a great premise and story. Doing that today with the technology on Netflix would be amazing. I think that's the pitch. I think I should call Netflix and tell them this. I probably won't get any royalties because it's not my idea, but they should do this. They should remake that today, and I think it would be fantastic. And definitely a lot of people who grew up in the 80s would love it to see that. And those who aren't familiar with this series, like I said, check out YouTube, but you would love it. And they really could change the storyline a little bit, make it much, much better, but kind of keep the same basic plot of it all. There was no main villain or anything like that. He just fought crime. He fought regular criminals and spies and things like that with this suit, and nobody knew who he was. He didn't wear a mask or anything. He was just a regular curly hair, blonde school teacher. And he would be called out of class in the middle. He had an FBI agent that worked with him that knew about the suit, and would work with him and help him solving cases and fight crime. So I think that would be the great Netflix series. I think it would be very popular. People will love it, and I would love to see it done. But will it get done? Who knows? I mean, Netflix does a lot of great things. They're doing a lot of superhero stuff right now. I would even love to see even a Johnny Quest. If you're familiar with Johnny Quest, see that done on Netflix. That would be amazing. Basically Kingsman meets Goonies, so to speak, and you could have a great Netflix series with Johnny Quest. But those are a couple ideas that I wanted to throw out there to you and see what you thought. So react to that. Tell me what you think about a Greatest American Heroes Netflix series on to be launched possibly in the future, if that's a good idea, or anything else that you think Netflix might take a stab at and would be a good idea for them to launch a series on. Well, thank you for joining me for Reacting Reactions. I will be back next week. Again, you can send me your views and thoughts. I want to read some of those on our Viewers Point of View segment at readytoreactnow@gmail.com. You can send me your email information on tweets as well. And you can also send me information on my Facebook account as well. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel for additional shows and programming. I'm LR. Thank you again for watching. Have a great day.